If you're tired of the algorithm ignoring your channel, I want to show you how I went from getting hardly any views at all on my videos to now having the algorithm quite literally send me over 2,500 views per day. It helped me completely blow up my view count, make way more money, and monetize not just this channel you're watching right now, but a bunch of other channels as well. All right, so what I want to do is I want to go through what this is, and I want to do it step by step. Now, most people, I get this all the time, they think that the algorithm just completely hates them. But instead of just thinking, did you know that there's actually a way you can go into your analytics on YouTube and you could verify whether or not it is actually the algorithm that in fact hates you, or whether it just doesn't hate you at all and there's just a deeper problem at play. In fact, I'll show you how to do it right now. All you need to do is just come to your YouTube studio. By the way, I'm gonna be using a really old video on this channel as an example here. Then what you're gonna wanna do is come over to content, and then inside of content, come to whatever video you think the algorithm absolutely hates. Let's say for me, I'll use this one right here. Probably one of my worst performing videos in terms of views on this channel. Then what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna go to the analytics of this video by simply hovering over this button here, this little analytics button, and then clicking on it. Now, lastly, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go across here to this tab called reach. And what we're gonna be looking for is this number here, impressions. See, right here, the impressions stat, it essentially tells us how many times the YouTube algorithm has promoted our video to people. And in the case of this video here, you can see that even though we only have 378 views, the algorithm has actually promoted this video, it says it right here, over 18,300 times. Why is this important? Because if we look at this, we see this video isn't failing because the algorithm has this weird vendetta against us. No, it's failing because the packaging just isn't enticing enough. The video isn't good enough to the viewers, to the audience. And this is going to be some tough love that will make you maybe want to click off this video, but whatever, because it is important to say, a lot of you, I guarantee you, if you went into your analytics, you would see this exact same problem that I see here with this old video. And that's totally fine, right? Because in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to fix this problem. And it's actually much easier than most of you probably think it is. But before that, I'm just gonna say really quickly, because I already know a bunch of you guys are gonna be in the comments being like, but my content's really good. I get great feedback on it from viewers and even my friends, blah, 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 whatever. Listen, here's the thing. It's not about whether your video is good or bad to a certain extent. It's about whether your video is better than the alternative options that viewers have to choose from. For example, going back to this video from earlier, this is a pretty good video, right? You likely haven't watched it, but you'll just have to take my word for it. It's a pretty good video. Anyways, it only got 378 views. But now look at these other videos, same topic. They all have 100,000 to 1 million plus views. This video of mine, it isn't bad, as I said. It's just the alternative options that viewers have to choose from are way more enticing than mine. So what I wanna do is show you one of my all-time favorite ways to create really great, really enticing videos in any niche in order to stand out and get, honestly, just a ton of views, even if you don't have a ton of time or a ton of money or resources to invest into your content, as maybe some of your competitors probably do. And it really all comes down to just one main principle. You need to work smarter, not harder. What I'm about to show you, it'll only take maximum a couple of days to do, probably in way less time. And so this leads us to step number 2. Here's the thing. Most creators think that blowing up on YouTube, it requires a lot of luck, a creative genius, or a lot of time and money. But the actual truth, the actual reality is that that's just completely wrong. And matter of fact, most viral videos are actually the result of one super simple process. You ready for it? Remixing proven viral ideas and making them your own. Now wait, if you're one of these few people who have heard about this strategy before, I bet you haven't heard about this one small caveat that I'm gonna cover that can completely change your results when actually doing this remixing strategy. But before I tell you what that is, I first wanna prove to you why this strategy works so well. In fact, if we go back in time, just a few years to 2022, and we look at this creator here, Nisha, at the time, Nisha only had 18,000 subscribers, less than I have right now. But then she came across this video. It was a video with 2 million views, but it was on a pretty small channel, especially in comparison to the amount of views that video had. And by the way, that is a huge giveaway of an outlier, guys. And just to clarify, if I start a new channel tomorrow and I post a video and it gets 10 views, and the next day I post another video and it gets 12 views, and then the next day I post another video and that video gets 1 million views, that video is an outlier. Basically any video that performs way better than anything else. So back to this example with Nisha, after seeing this video we just showed you, Nisha decided to remix that proven to perform, that proven to work video idea for her niche. And look closely at what Nisha did. See, she did the same overall concept or format, the same thumbnail, the same color scheme, the same layout, similar text with a black rectangle background behind it. Even if you watch the video, she has the same hook. And even, I don't know if this was on purpose, pretty much the same runtime too. And Nisha's video blew up getting, get this, 2.7 million views. Now, if that wasn't enough, take myself as an example. I found this video idea called 6 Signs You're Gonna Beat Depression, Keep Going. I loved this title. I saw it was a great outlier. It had a lot of views on a small channel, so I remixed it and reverse engineered it to be applicable to my niche, keeping the concept the same, but making it YouTube growth applicable, right? And I came up with a video called 6 Signs You're Gonna Blow Up on YouTube, Keep Going. And that video blew up on my channel with over 100,000 views. Now, you're not copying here. This is a tactic called stealing like an artist. If you've never heard of that, then read the book. It's really great. But the reason it's not copying is because these are all videos with unique content, right? The formats, the titles, and the thumbnails, they're all remixed just a little bit with a little personal touch, our own fingerprint on it, while keeping the core concept the same. Proven viral ideas from smaller channels. That right there is how you can get millions of views. The thing is that most of those creators, they think they're doing this right, but they're using the wrong tool for it. They go to YouTube to research ideas, but then the problem is YouTube is built, fundamentally speaking, for viewers, not for creators. It's not designed to surface hidden remix-worthy ideas from smaller channels. It's designed to fundamentally show you whatever it thinks that you will click on. Therefore, creators waste hours scrolling, seeing the same big videos everyone else sees. And when they finally find something that looks somewhat promising, well, there's no way to tell if it's just a good idea or if it's the best possible idea that they could be pursuing. And that's the real problem. That's the key right there. YouTube has extremely limited screen real estate. If all you have is a good idea, your video will never win in the sea of other videos. That algorithm will give that small space, that real estate, to someone else who started with a better idea than you did. And therefore, you need a way to consistently be able to uncover the best of the best ideas, not the obvious one that YouTube feeds you and every other person trying to blow up. And this is where most creators, as I said, get stuck, right? They understand the outlier method, but they have no system to actually find those outliers consistently or predictably. So what ends up happening is they end up just relying on random scrolling, on intuition, or whatever YouTube happens to just put in front of them on a silver platter. And it's for that reason right there that we need a way to be able to flip the entire research process in our favor. Now, something that lets us see what's actually winning in our niche right now without having to dig through hundreds of videos or channels or just without having to guess. And there is a way to do that. It's very simple. It's insanely fast. And when you see it in action, you will immediately, instantaneously understand why it works so well. Let me show you. Now, by the way, just because people always ask, the tool that I'm going to be using for this is called Velio. I'll put the link below in the description if you guys want to check it out and if you guys want to follow along with me step by step. But with that being said, the tool I'm going to use, you don't have to use this tool. You can do everything I'm going to show you completely for free with a spreadsheet and with YouTube. It won't be as accurate or as good or as fast, but it's free. All right, cool. So the first thing that we need to do here is we need to come to YouTube and start typing in umbrella terms that are related to your niche. So let's say, for example, I'm running a drop shipping YouTube channel, right? An umbrella term for that niche could be, I don't know, maybe make money online or something like that. And when you type that in the search bar, what's going to happen is a bunch of videos they're going to show up for us. And these are going to be really, really important later on. So don't forget about this step. Now, we're going to press pause on this. And actually, next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into Velio, the tool I just mentioned to you, which is the tool that I use for research. I'm going to come over to their tracked channels option. and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna create my database. Now, if you wanna follow along and create your database, you're just gonna click this button, and then you're gonna wanna come and click on generate a channel database. The first thing we're gonna do is actually name our database. And all of this is much more important than it sounds. So again, for the sake of this example, I'm going to be taking the role of a dropshipping, make money online YouTuber. So what I'm gonna do is name it accordingly. Now, you could create a database that's just about dropshipping, but what I often like to do is I like to go a little bit broader. So just like we used the umbrella term when we were searching on YouTube a few seconds ago, I might think about what's the overarching category that drop shipping is a part of, which in this case, it might be something like make money online or entrepreneurship or productivity or something along those lines. Then for the description of our database, which this is also very important because the description we give the database, it's gonna be helping Velio understand our niche better. So I'm also going to go pretty broad for this as well in terms of typing in adjacent niches or terms that aren't exactly drop shipping, terms that would also attract a similar audience. So in this example, this could be something like social media marketing, it could be online, make money online, business, it could be productivity, entrepreneurship, this kind of stuff. And then when I'm done typing in that description, I'm just gonna hit next. And by the way, guys, if you're wondering why we're doing all this, just follow along because it will become really clear how this will help you get a ridiculous amount of views really, really soon. Now, with that being said, remember those channels that we found earlier on YouTube? I told you to remember that part. Well, now we're gonna go back to that search we made on YouTube, and we're going to go ahead and copy and paste links to 5 of the channels that came up there right here in Velio. So I'll do this one by one. I'll copy and paste it here. And then what I'll do is when I paste it, I'm going to hit this plus button and it'll add that channel to our database. Now for you keep going, adding competitor channels as much as you want. I usually find that 5 is plenty. So from here, I'm just gonna hit next and move on. The final step here is we're going to want to help train our database algorithm on what our niche is even more. So now let's go through some of these channels that Velio is feeding to us. So look at this channel right here. I'm gonna ask myself, well, is this a make money related channel, even broadly speaking? And if yes, I'm gonna track it. And simply put, if it's not related, like completely unrelated, then I do not track it. With that said though, just recapping again, I do like to keep things on the broader side. A huge mistake I see people make all the time when they're doing this is they're way too trigger happy on the no button. You do not want to hit no on a channel just because it isn't creating the exact same type of content that you could, see yourself making. If the topics or themes that those channels are covering are broadly related, i.e. adjacent to the type of stuff that you might be making, well, in this case, making money online, just hit yes and track that channel. Now, once you continue to do this, you'll see this really cool confetti animation come on screen. When you see that, it basically means that you've selected enough channels and your algorithm or your database is basically trained. And what we can do now is come down here and just hit create. Now, this might not look super flashy. It might even be a little bit boring right now, but this is the part almost every single creator skips, and it's exactly why their videos never pop off and perform super well. I mean, what we're setting up here, it becomes your leverage point, and you'll see in a moment how it absolutely multiplies your views. Now we finally get to the fun part, turning this into a machine for finding the best, the greatest ideas in your niche. So if I scroll down here, what you're gonna see is a list of all of the videos from all of the channels that we've tracked. And what we wanna do is we wanna find the craziest, juiciest outliers so that we can learn from what's working well. Again, I like to look at what's working well for smaller sized channels. Firstly, because when something's working well for a smaller channel, there is just something objectively special about that video. Maybe it's the topic, maybe it's the format, maybe it's the hook, the thumbnail, the title, the intro, whatever it may be. But we know for a fact that the views from that video, they aren't coming from their subscribers because they don't have very many. And so what I want to do is I want to study their video and I want to figure out what it is that they're doing so that we can use whatever they're doing in our own videos to get way more views. And there are a ton of ways to find those videos with this tool I'm using, Velio. But one of the most bulletproof by far ways here is I'll come across this sort button up here and I'll sort by outlier score. What this is gonna do is basically show us the big breakout videos, the top outliers sorted by the biggest outlier score. Like this is crazy stuff. Now, once I do that though, I'm gonna go over to this filter button and I'm going to select the last 180 days. So what it's now showing me is the top performing outliers and also the most recent stuff. So I'm not, thinking about potentially making anything outdated. And also a little bonus step here. Honestly, like I don't know if I want to completely share it just yet because it works so well for me. If you come up to this edit icon right here and you come down and select the views per video top 10%, basically what this is doing is it shows us how many views only the top 10% of videos in our niche are getting. And you can see it right here handed straight to you on a silver platter. So what I often like to do is add that in as sort of like a view floor. So it's gonna basically filter out any videos below that top 10%. And now what's gonna happen is we're gonna start to find some absolute gold. I mean, check this out right here. Look at this. Let's start scrolling through here. And right away, we find this video from average to God face, how to look like a model. It's 237x outlier. That's crazy. And it has 529,000 views. Maybe I could do from $0 to $100,000 or from $0 to $1,000, how to find viral products. Or if we keep scrolling through here, we find this one. I really love this outlier. This one psychological trigger that gets clients to chase you. This is over a 50x outlier. We could change that and say, this one psychological trigger gets people to buy your products if we were doing it for the drop shipping niche. That's just one of many ideas that we could do to make that applicable. As I dive deeper and deeper into this, I want to say one thing really quickly. Like I've been saying, you really want to make sure that you meet the market where they're at. Don't try and force the type of content that you want to make onto your niche. Instead, let the niche if you're using a tool like Velio, let Velio tell you what the market actually wants. But if you do really, really want to look for a specific kind of video, you can go to the homepage of Velio, the research tab, and come to the search bar. And let's just say I type in drop shipping as a keyword, and I want to make sure I sort it by outlier. And now it's going to show me all of the videos from my niche within drop shipping in the title, ordered by highest to lowest outlier score. Basically what I could do here is I could just go through these and see what are the top drop shipping videos when I do that on just the research tab outside of the database, and then I could remix those to be applicable. Now, what's really cool, one of my favorite features about this tool I'm using is whenever I see a video I like, I just hover over it, hit this button right here, and I can save it to a folder and organize it with tags and notes for later. I mean, like, bro, come on. So as mentioned, I'd highly suggest Velio. This video isn't sponsored by Velio at all, but I have tried a lot of other YouTube research tools around. I mean, like every single one you could think of, 1 out of 10. And Velio wipes the floor with them every single time. And so if you do want to give it a try, I would appreciate it if you use the link in the description right below this video, because it is an affiliate link, so it helps support my channel and it's at no extra cost to you, and it allows me to continue to make videos like this. And if you consistently use a strategy I just showed you, you'll be blowing up videos in no time. It might not be the first video, it might take 3, 5, 10, 20 videos, who knows, but if you have good content and you do this consistently, I guarantee you, eventually you'll have a video absolutely blow up and go viral. And when that happens, man, it'll make up for all of the previous blood, sweat, and tears, and even disappointment that you might be facing. Now, with that being said, now that you know what to do for the algorithm to absolutely love you, to adore you, in order to consistently get better at this game of YouTube, what you need to do now is you should be consistently and constantly studying what the top creators are doing right now. Take, for example, Mr. Beast. But guess what? To save you guys a ton of time, I actually made a video breaking down his exact strategy specifically for you, which you can click on right here to watch that video next. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, I am rooting for you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.